All right. So you are getting ready to get up on stage. One of the things that's helped me out tremendously is that the perk of being selected as a speaker to several conferences, I had a chance to get access for a one on one free 1 hour session with a speaking coach. Now, this was a perk that was offered at conferences, and had I not looked through the agenda, I probably wouldn't even know about it. So, an important point to always look through the pamphlet of what is being given to you, typically as like a speaker kit or something like that. So, long story short, if you can afford having a speaker coach without needing to leverage the free ones they give you at conferences, go for it. Again, the personalized attention is tremendous because there's so many things you can incorporate. It's earth-shattering, but having the personalized attention kind of given to you on an as you're ready to accept a basis is tremendous. So let's go over some key points that I learned. And so one of them was to emphasize words. So instead of going on and on in a monotone, is to kind of, I think that he referred to as punch it out. So like every like 10th word, you would just say it with more emphasis. So that way, now I must add that when you do this, it's amazing how much thirstier you get. So hand in hand goes with it having a lot of water, and not only having a water bottle, but actually it's better to have cups with an kind of an open, wide mouth, so to speak. So that way you can more easily drink it. So they always have water in the rooms, and I always line up at least 4 cups, and I'm surprised when I go through like 4 of them during a 4-hour speaking session. So get cups, get with water. One thing that was a big revelation to me is that you don't know what people did, let's say the night before. So if somebody's asleep or is yawning, that does not mean that your presentation is putting them to sleep. So let me repeat that, because this used to be really, really kind of bothersome to me. I would be thinking, oh my God, I'm saying it's really boring. But no, there are times where now, like knowing this, I actually feel bad myself when I'm yawning because maybe I had a rough night before, the baby was crying or something like that. So again, you don't know what people did the night before as to why they're tired. Or maybe somebody leaves, maybe you have a meeting or important phone call. So again, don't get stressed out by that. It's not you. So don't worry too much about that. Eye contact, it's important to make eye contact. So you don't need to make contact with every single person, but I found it to be useful to look at specific people. You don't need to know ahead of time, but just when you glance around the room, instead of just randomly searching, actually pick people, kind of look at them. You can kind of give them a nod and so forth. So picking specific people is definitely a good idea. Now, hand gestures, this is something that, again, thanks to my speaking coach, who I was lucky enough to have the same person 3 years in a row. So hand gestures are nothing that was recommended to me until like I think year 2 or 3. In that early on, it just seemed preposterous that I can barely get the words out, let alone work in some hand gestures. So it was great to see a speaking coach actually give me some examples of small or bigger. I'm sure you could go on YouTube and find out different ones. But it's important to not try and work in the hand gestures until you're comfortable with other things. So again, it could be an overload to try and do it all at once. So in the beginning for me, it was just emphasizing words and drinking water. That was the big thing. Hand gestures kind of came later. And then recently I learned through another speaking coach that I had the importance of transitions. So if you have kind of a slide on which you end one idea and you're about to begin another, certainly you can launch into the next idea, but you can go the extra mile by kind of creating a transition too, from one topic to the next to kind of ease the transition. So that's something else I've been practicing. So again, those are kind of the big tips that I've learned and I've started implementing. But again, can't stress enough how great it is having a speaking coach, because again, these are professionals that help people get better at speaking. And when you have that one-on-one, that's tremendous.